Hey, what's up, everybody? Diego, what's up? We're going to talk about programming today, ladies and gentlemen. Programming, app development, web development, front-end development, back-end development, game development, blockchain, whatever you want to talk about. Omar, what's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Currently on YouTube and Instagram, my TikTok phone is dead, so I'm trying to see if I can get that charged real quick and get that rolling here. But what's up, everybody? It's a Monday. Sorry I missed you guys all last week. We had a hurricane here and in near Houston area, and my house was literally dead on the hurricane. So internet was a little strange last week. What's up, David? What's up? What's up? Yep, United States of America. I'm south of Houston. What's up, everybody? Feel free to ask any questions about programming, app development, web development, things like that. I live and breathe this stuff. Been doing it for like 15 years now. So, hey. Yo, what's up, Ahmad, Afnan? What have I been doing? Hey, привет. Data science. Data science is hot right now. If you like math, statistics, then data science could be for you. If you hate math, data science is not for you. I have to keep reminding people of that. They see this data science and they think it's flashy. But if you don't like math, don't do data science. What do you do when you hit roadblocks when learning to code? Building projects is typically one of the best ways to learn and overcome problems, because when you're learning to code and following tutorials, right? And let's say you run into a roadblock where you just don't understand, it's really hard to actually ever understand until you internalize it. And it's hard to internalize things unless you're actually building something that you need to build. So for me, for instance, I had a project that I had to build. I was trying to solve a problem. So everything I did was about solving that problem. And so I was able to learn so much faster and overcome those roadblocks because I had to do it. Whereas if you don't have something that you have to build, it's a lot harder, right? You're just like, I don't understand. And then, you don't know what to do. And, how do I get around this? The other thing that you could do is find a mentor, somebody who's a professional who can guide you, help you through some of those things. That's what we offer at the DevSlopes Academy, of course. There's the path where you learn on your own, like I did. It takes a long time. It's really hard. Or there's the path where you have mentors and coaches and training, and just we get you sprinting. So another option is a mentor. And that's what we do at DevSlopes Academy is we train and mentor people, and we help you become developers, and we help you get past those roadblocks. If you're interested in anything like that, that's devslopes.com/apply, and you can apply for the program. Front end or back end web dev. I always recommend people start with the front end and then move on to the back end. It's a good linear progression. There's lots of jobs for the front end, and then you can slowly migrate into the back end. I'm just loading my TikTok here, see if I can get it rolling. It'll probably kill my Android phone like it usually does. All right. Or kill my phone or make it overheat. All right. Yep. PHP in 21 actual. I don't recommend learning PHP in 2021. It's an antiquated language. It was, of course, very prevalent and a lot more powerful in the old days versus JavaScript. But now JavaScript can do so much, especially with Node, and we got TypeScript and ES6 that make it a much better language. So I do not recommend people learn PHP if you don't know it already. If you do know it or want to get into it or passionate about it, there's lots of projects for it. Shopify's built on it, WordPress is built on it, but it's an antiquated language. It's definitely not the future of technology. Yep. Can a game developer make $200,000 a year through freelancing? So, Shubham, this particular episode is called "Can Programmers Make $200,000 a Year?" And the answer to that question is yes. The way to get there is through freelancing. There are some jobs full-time jobs that pay that much, but we're talking at very senior levels, 10 years experience, becoming an architect, a software architect of some kind, or like a senior network engineer for a game studio, right? Like those are the salaries that go up there. Stuff in blockchain, maybe a senior Go programmer in blockchain, could get 200K. Otherwise, freelancing is the quickest path. Half business skills, half code skills. So you absolutely could be a 200K freelancer, but just keep in mind it's hard, right? You can't be thinking hourly. You need to be thinking projects and clients and business models, right? That's what it takes to get to that $200,000 mark, not hourly. Okay. What's up, Robert Russell? Welcome everybody. Is WordPress a good skill set for freelance? Yeah. I know some WordPress freelancers who make over $10,000 a month building WordPress projects. There's great money and lifestyle in WordPress development as a freelancer, for sure. C++ or Java for data structures and algorithms, college placements. It doesn't matter. Data structures and algorithms are used across all programming languages, so it doesn't matter. Which programming languages should a cybersecurity learn? Look, there's two layers of cybersecurity. There's the IT layer where you get your little certificates and then you go work in the IT department, making like $50,000 or $60,000 a year, maybe $70,000 a year, doing repeatable patterns of IT security, installing firewalls and things like that, right? There's cybersecurity at that layer, and then there's cybersecurity at the programming side of things, right? There's the analyst side. There's the programmer side. Programmers make way more money. We're talking like, $200,000 plus a year, but you got to be an expert. We're talking about expert with data structures, algorithms, understanding how computers work, an expert with Linux, okay, with the Unix subsystem, crawling memory buffers. Like there's a lot that goes into that, a lot, years of experience. So programming languages for the programming cybersecurity, the C programming language, right? Even like going down to assembly with, Windows and doing things there, right? And it's not just about the programming language, though. It's about problem solving. How do computers actually work? The hardware, the software, how do they work together? There's a lot that goes into that. It's a very, very difficult path. Would you prefer boot camp or university degree? Well, boot camps are going to teach you way more stuff, way more quickly in terms of programming if you want to get a job. Like you're going to spend way less money, at least in the United States. In the United States, a computer science degree is like $70,000 to $90,000. Boot camp, you can just pay $15,000 and be working that same year and make all that money back. Like if your goal is to get a job. Ruby on Rails in 2022. Ruby on Rails has been a great tool set for projects. Some companies still use it. It's a good tool set. So is Python, Django. So is Node, JavaScript. You can't go wrong with any of those. You have your meeting today at 5 with Evrio. Awesome. Super awesome. And TikTok just died, of course. I need to get that new iPhone 13 and stop using this stupid Android phone that crashes all the time. Hello. TikTok live. All right. Hey. All right. Please introduce income sharing agreements so join people like me interested in your developer coaching program be able to jump without upfront payment. Yeah, we don't really believe in those because it's like being an indentured servant. Like I understand why people want it. They want something that gives a guarantee. They want something that feels safe. But here's the reality, right? Would you give away your freedom and everything, right? Like for someone to just let you come in and you just hope that you'll have success. You hope that that person will put in the energy and the drive. And like, I have been doing this for a very long time. And the students who have the most success are the ones who are willing to sacrifice the most to get there. Like very, very few people like have had such a hard life that all they need is that chance to like, you know, do something for free and then they'll prove it wrong. Like literally 99% of the time, anytime, I swear, I kid you not, anytime I've ever given away something for free, ever, nobody has ever done anything with it. There's something in life about putting in the blood, the sweat, and the tears and the hustle that makes it all worthwhile at the end of the day. So you see those income service agreements, they're like $35,000, like for Lambda School, where they take a percentage of your income, like over a long period of time. You know what that is? That's a bank. They're selling off that money to banks, the private equity firms, and they're making money off of you in the long term, huge amounts of money, massive amounts of money over the long term. And it's like indentured servancy. Like I don't believe in that model. I don't believe in that at all. Like I want people to get in, get out, get paid, and not be in debt. Like $35,000 income service agreement, in my opinion, is like the biggest scam of this generation in time. Like it sounds flashy, but they're a bunch of bad guys who are taking your life, putting it in your hands, and you're trapped now. And a lot of those people don't graduate. And so if you make over $50,000 a year, you're stuck paying it back for a long time, a really long time. You should be really careful with that stuff. Be really, really careful. Dev Slopes is killing it on TikTok lately. Yeah, we've all been doing a good job. My team's been doing a good job there. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm all about helping you make money. Like, I don't want to put people $35,000 in debt. I want you to make money. I want my students to make money. That's why I encourage them so much to do freelancing. We're one of the only programs that actually teaches you freelancing. All the other programs are like, join our program for 16 weeks. We'll teach you this and that, and you can start applying for jobs. You don't get the jobs, though. It takes about a year, actually. And then the real reality is you need work experience. So we try to help people get work experience and actually make cash. When you get your first $1,000 paycheck, it changes everything. It changes everything. It gives you the confidence you need, right? That's the confidence you need doing the freelance work. We're only one of the only very few programs, only one I know of, actually. I just say very few so someone doesn't call me out, but the only program I know of where we actually teach you freelancing and help you get paid work. I want you to make money. I don't want you to be $35,000 in debt. I want you to be making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month as a programmer. So that's what we're all about over here. How much does it take to get projects on freelance as a beginner? I don't know. How much time? It really just depends on you and your motivation level. It's a hard question to answer. Light side. I don't know what you're asking me. Is Python good for starting? Yes, Python's a good starter language, sure. I'm excited to start your 30-day coding challenge October 1st. Awesome. Yeah, that's another thing that we offer, ladies and gentlemen. It's super cool. A lot of people ask me, how do I get better with data structures and algorithms? The answer to that question is by solving coding problems. So we have the 30-day code challenge. That's 30daycodechallenge.com, where every day for 30 days, we give you a mission. And every day you do that mission, you accomplish the mission, and then you move on to the next one. And you have to do it that day. So it's not the kind of thing where I'll get to it on the weekend. No, every day you have to do it, you know, probably like 1 to 2 hours a day. And we've got coaches in it and weekly meetups as well too. And basically the whole point is to kickstart your career in programming. We teach you the code and then you do the coding challenges. We also have advanced challenges for people who already know the basics. So you can really come in and like, they're pretty advanced stuff. Like one of the things that you'll do is you'll actually build a game of blackjack purely in code. Right? You have to have algorithms and data structures for that. You know, there's other complicated ones too that you'll do in the program as you get towards the end. So really cool stuff, 30daycodechallenge.com. What's your view on data science? Data science is a hot field right now. It involves math. Make sure you like math, learn some Python. You're running and crunching numbers using some code. That's what it's all about. Can you realistically make 3 to 5K every month as a freelance web dev? Easy, easy peasy. I can do that with my eyes closed, me personally, with my eyes closed. I know that's a lot of money for a lot of people. But you can, absolutely. Absolutely. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, no big deal. You should look. We have a freelance program coming out where we're training people to do just that. Not just $3,000, like $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 a month. You can totally do that. It requires a change of mindset. Okay, you got to get out of the hourly mindset. Okay, it's not about hourly; it's about providing solutions to clients' problems, things that they need. Okay, it's a completely different mindset that you have to get in your head. Not hourly at all. That's a completely wrong way to do it if you want to make the big bucks. That's a whole different discussion, but you absolutely can do it. Do you accept non-US learners? Yeah, all the time at DevSlips Academy. We just had someone join from Brazil. We've had people from Italy, from Sweden, from Germany, from Scotland, Australia. Yeah, all kinds of places. Please play Haji Gangesh Balas music. I'm going to take a screenshot of that for next time. Just for fun. Now I want to look it up. I'm 15-year-old. Can you give me any advice? Yeah. Code now. Learn to code now. Web development, app development, game development, whatever. Just start now, build projects. One of my students was 15. His name is Braden. He's got some games on the top of the App Store. Some of his games made like $15,000 a month. It was like his fourth or fifth game that he built before he had success. But I mean, he's like 17 now and just crushing it. His whole life is now with apps. He probably pays his family's bills with all the money that he makes from that stuff. Like, you can totally do it. Just start now. Don't worry about your career. Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just start now. Have fun with it. Learn as much as you can. Be serious about it. Is knowing programming enough for freelance game dev, or do I need to learn to make game assets? So as a freelance game developer, it really depends. So I built some games for some clients in the early days with Unity, and we provided the assets as well. It was a 2D game, but we provided assets. It was for like medical companies, enterprise companies, like they needed games for various reasons. That's just who we were targeting. We weren't trying to get to the top of the App Store or anything like that. And so it really just depends. If you have a client who wants to build a game, you better make sure they've got lots of money first, enough to pay for the 3D stuff if it's 3D, because 3D is more expensive than 2D. And just, get all the right people on board. But there's also tons of projects that just need the programmer as well too. So there's lots of opportunities there. But if you're just doing the code only, you're going to find yourself just doing hourly projects in a lot of cases, because the big money is when you can take on a whole project and build the whole thing you provide a solution, right, for a client. That's where the big money is. So, if all you're doing is code and someone else that they're hiring is doing the assets, like the 3D or 2D stuff, you're going to end up doing hourly work. So you just want to be careful with that. So here's a perfect example. I took on a client. It was a medical client. I did a few games actually, but in this particular case, it was a medical client, and they needed a fun game for their medical conference. It was like little bugs and germs and stuff. And I filtered down the game to make it a size where I could get it done in just a few days. And I charged them $25,000. So I charged them $25,000. I built the game in 2 days. I paid an artist like $1,500 to make the 2D graphics. And that was it. Did it in 2 days, 48 hours, $25,000, minus 1,500, made, a good 23.5 in profit. There's opportunities there for you if you manage the right games. If you take on every project if you just take on any project that comes your way, that doesn't fit your mold, you're going to end up losing money, losing your time. Find things that fit for you. I know one game developer, all they do, I kid you not, it's a trashy business. I hate it. But all this developer does is build clone games for iPhone. He builds like a Temple Run clone. He builds, this type of clone, that type of clone, simple games. And what they do is they sell them for like $3,000, $5,000, like prices around there. And then those other companies, they just go and change out the graphics and they try to make money with ads. You see a lot of those crappy games out there. A lot of people play them. And there's huge money in that business. But this developer makes a lot of money just pumping out those trashy little games. Like, my point is, you need to find your niche. If you're a freelancer, you got to find your niche. What defines you? What's worth your time? What's not worth your time? And you make yourself this little bubble. And that's all you do is you work within that bubble. And if a project doesn't fit within the bubble, You try and get it to fit within the bubble. You tell, this is the client, what I'll do for you. And if it's still not going to work out, then you pass and you go on to the next one. Managing your time is super important if you want to make a lot of money as a freelancer. What do you think about Unity 3D, augmented reality, VR? I think VR is the stupidest thing on the planet. It didn't work in 1995 when we got it the first time. It's not really working now. Yeah, I see a future in AR for sure, like contact lenses. Wherever you look at something, you look at a person, it pulls up profile information in front of your eyes. Like, you know, that's definitely the future that we have. We're already doing that stuff on computers. Making it more accessible is, you know, is right around the corner, but I don't know. I honestly don't know why, you know, Facebook buys Oculus Rift for $1 billion, why everyone's getting in VR. Like, I don't see a Ready Player One world where people are on the streets with visors walking around, you know, playing video games. I think it's the stupidest thing ever, personally, but that's just me. So, yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's mixed reality, hyper reality, like having contacts on your eyes. I see a future in that. I don't see a future in holding your phone and throwing Pokeballs on your desk. It's the stupidest thing ever. Like, every time I turn on Pokemon Go, I turn off AR mode because it's stupid. It's just stupid. Oh, I'm going to throw a Pokeball on my desk. That's innovative. That's not the future. It's stupid. I don't know. But don't ask me, man. As you can tell, I'm not a fan of it. I've got it. I've got the VR stuff. You know, I bought it all. It's just stupid. It's a waste of my time. Walking around with a visor, feeling sick after 15 minutes. Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, would be really fun. I would totally play this, you know, if we had the mixed reality with contact lenses. Let's say it's like Starship Troopers with like alien bugs, and you've got a gun, right? And you're just playing in your house, and there's aliens coming down the stairs, and you're blasting them and running like on your contact, so it looks real. And then, you know, it scans your room with the LiDAR, and then it can actually like replace like your couch with a box and other things, so you can actually jump on it. Like, that would be so freaking cool. Like playing real video games in real space through your contact lenses where it looks real. Like, that would be awesome because you don't have to do anything, right? It's on your eyes already. Like, that would be cool, but we're not even close to that kind of stuff. Like, we're not even close. Like, you know, that'd be like 30 years from now before we even get close to doing stuff like that, I think. I don't know. What project are you recommending for junior developers? I don't know how to answer that question. It's not about, there's so many things I could say to that. It's about getting really good with code and building a really great project that when you show it to an employer, they're like, wow, this code is amazing, right? You know, so in the DevSlopes Academy, we have our students build a capstone project. That's like building a Bitcoin wallet or building an actual Amazon website where you can like purchase things, Stripe integration. Like, we're talking about real products and things, not simple little toy apps, you know, something that's really going to test your skills, you know? Yeah, not a calculator app. Yeah, not a calculator app. Something a lot more in depth that's purposeful, things that companies use, things that talk to APIs, authentication, things like that, stuff like that. I feel like there's too much information out there, and I go from one tutorial to the next with no direction, no completed time outline. I feel lost. You know, my friend, Mac, that's the problem. That's the problem that's the reason why my company exists, Mac, is for that, right? Because when you're on your own, it takes a long time. That's why DevSlopes Academy exists. What I've done is I've stripped, this is the only solution I can think of to solve this problem where people just endless learning, right? What I've done is I personally have gone through web development, iOS development, Android development, and I've stripped out all the stuff you don't need to know. And I've put in there all the things you do need to know, the things you need for a job. And all you have to do is don't even think. You just go through the program. You do the projects every week. You submit them. We grade them. We push you along. We prep you for the freelancing. We prep you for the resume. We prep you for the LinkedIn and all that stuff. You don't even have to think. You just do the things we tell you to do. And then you're done, and then you get the job. That's just how it makes it so much easier, right? When you're on your own, you don't know because you're not an expert. You don't know what tutorial to go to next. You don't know who's teaching the right things, who's teaching wrong things. You don't know if you're learning too much, too little. And then what happens is you stumble and you're like, this is really hard. I can't figure it out. Well, maybe I shouldn't be an iPhone developer. Maybe I should learn web development because it's easier. And then you do that. You're like, well, maybe it's not web development. Maybe I should learn the Go programming language. Like, and you keep moving and switching and moving and switching because you don't have the confidence and you don't have somebody to show you, hey, this is where the road is going to take you. Because every day at the DevSlopes Academy, someone comes to me and says, I don't think this is for me, Mark. And I say, it absolutely is for you. You're just having a moment of crisis. Don't worry. Keep on going. Everyone goes through this. And then they push through it. And then they get through that really hard time. They're like, oh my gosh, Mark, I'm so glad you didn't let me quit because now I have this job, right? And that's that little thing right there that struggles, that stops everybody when they're learning on their own. It's that little thing, that moment of confidence that they lose or they don't have that they need. And anyway, it can be very hard if you're on your own because you're going to go through endless learning. That's why DevSlopes Academy exists. That's why I created this program, so we can coach and mentor people to the end. Of course, you pay for it. You pay for the speed. You pay for all that, but you get results, right? So if you're at a point in your life, anybody, where you've been learning for a long time and you feel like you're not making progress, it's probably time to come talk to us. devslopes.com/apply. I will work with you one-on-one. My team will work with you. We'll help you get past those roadblocks. We'll help you get paid work. I love helping people make money. My favorite thing is when someone says, hey, Mark, I just made $3,000 on a project on Upwork. Like, that gets me super excited. That's the only reason I do all this is so people can have those moments. So that's what you get when you have a coach or mentor. All right. I'm new to programming, haven't finished learning Python. Please can you give me a realistic career path. Just start with web development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node, you could React. That'd be a good place to go. Does Swift work on Windows? I think some people have got it working on Windows, but it's not easy to do. It's not really there yet. I've seen some hacks for it, but it's not like mainstream. Can websites be built with Python? Can websites built with Python be better than front-end built websites? So if you build a front-end website with Python, what you're probably doing is using Django, and it's using what's called templating. It's where they take data and they inject it into the HTML and CSS straight like from the server. It's called templating or server-side rendering. Is it faster? Maybe, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think it could be worse in some ways. Not in relation to speed, but what it does is it couples your back end with your front end like this. And if you ever want to change your technology on your front end, like you're like, okay, we don't want to use Django now, we want to use React. Well, now you've got this problem where Django is intertwined with your front end. And now you have to change your back end and your front end. So I don't like templating. I don't like server-side rendering, me personally. I like keeping the front end separated from the back end, because then if I ever want to change my technology on the front end, I can throw it out, but keep the back end in place. Same thing with the back end. I don't like my projects being coupled like that because it grows and grows. And then, if you want to do microservices, like really expand your back end, it makes it even harder, right? Like it makes it real nasty. So if I was going to use Python for my back end, I would use Flask. I would keep it detached from the front end. And then I could build my microservices and things like that. I think microservices are the future of, scalability. They work great with systems like Docker, things like that. Python and Django does not make that super easy. Yeah. Yo. All right. What is it, 4 o'clock? It's kind of quiet today. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll wrap this up here, everyone. I do this every day. I didn't do it last week because we had a hurricane here, but I do this every day, Monday through Friday, 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Ask questions about code technology. If you're interested in working with me and my team and becoming a paid web developer, a paid iOS developer, or paid Android developer, go to devslopes.com/apply. You can chat with me and my team. We'll help you get there. And other than that, we'll see you tomorrow here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Thanks, everyone.